After that night in the car, when Adrian saw Isabella leaving with Marco, nothing felt the same. He didn't confront her immediately, maybe because he wanted to believe there was an innocent explanation, or maybe because he was terrified of hearing the truth. But deep inside, a storm raged. Every unanswered call, every late-night shoot, every smile she gave that wasn't for him only added fuel to the fire of doubt. Adrian tried to act normal, but Isabella sensed the change. She noticed how quiet he had become, how his warm goodnight kisses had turned into cold pecks. She asked if something was wrong, and he'd just smile, saying, "Just tired." But the truth? He was tired of pretending. Tired of loving someone who might already belong to someone else. Isabella, on the other hand, was drowning in her own world. Press conferences, magazine covers, fans screaming her name. It was everything she dreamed of, and yet, something felt missing. The man she loved, the man who once made her feel safe, was slipping away, and she didn't know why. Marco noticed. He noticed everything. Marco was charming, confident, and knew exactly what to say to make Isabella smile. On set, he made her laugh between takes, brought her coffee when she looked tired, and listened when she complained about the stress of fame. He became her comfort, her escape from the tension waiting at home. One evening, after an intense day of filming a romantic scene, Marco invited Isabella for a drink. "Just one," he said with that smile that had already melted hearts across the world. She hesitated. She knew it wasn't right, not because of the drink, but because of the feeling in her chest. That dangerous feeling that told her she wasn't just going for a drink. She was stepping closer to something she might not come back from. But she went anyway. The night was electric. They talked, laughed, shared stories about life before fame. Marco told her she deserved happiness, that she should never apologize for chasing her dreams. And then, as they walked out of the bar under the city lights, he brushed a strand of hair from her face and whispered, "You're extraordinary, Isabella." She didn't kiss him. Not that night. But something changed. A door opened. One that should have stayed locked forever. Back at home, Adrian didn't know where Isabella was that night. She told him she was rehearsing late. When she came home past midnight, smelling faintly of wine and something else, something not hers, he didn't ask. He just looked at her, and for the first time in their marriage, he didn't see his wife. He saw a stranger. The next morning, Adrian decided he couldn't take it anymore. He needed a break, a distraction, something, anything, to stop the ache in his chest. That's when fate stepped in. Vanessa returns. He was at a tech conference when he saw her. Vanessa, his old college flame, the woman who once broke his heart before he met Isabella. Time had only made her more beautiful, blonde, elegant, with the kind of confidence that turned heads. They hugged, caught up, laughed like old friends. She told him she was in town for a few weeks, and before he knew it, they were making plans for coffee. Adrian didn't intend for it to mean anything. He just wanted someone to talk to, someone who wasn't Isabella, someone who wouldn't lie to him. But when Vanessa looked at him with those familiar eyes, when her hand lingered on his arm a little too long, something inside him stirred. Something he thought he buried long ago. While Adrian was rediscovering an old connection, the world was about to destroy his marriage in the cruelest way possible. A photo surfaced online. Isabella and Marco, behind the scenes, sharing what looked like a kiss.
It wasn't a scene from the movie.
It wasn't acting. It was real, or at least it looked that way to everyone who saw it. The internet exploded. Headlines screamed, "Isabella and Marco." More than co-stars, fans speculated, gossip sites went wild, and Adrian stared at the photo like his heart had been ripped out of his chest. When Isabella came home that night, smiling as if nothing had happened, Adrian couldn't hold it in anymore. The first real confrontation. "Where were you?" he asked, his voice calm but cold. "On set," she replied, avoiding his eyes. He held up his phone, showing her the photo. "Then what the hell is this?" Her face went pale. For a moment, she couldn't speak. And in that silence, Adrian heard every answer he didn't want to hear. Part 2 ends here, with a question burning between them. Is this the beginning of the end, or the start of something even darker? Watch out part 3.